Good evening everyone, I'm James Patrice and welcome to the fabulously festive surroundings of the Mansion House. Over the next 12 nights, the Lord Mayor Hazel Chu and Dublin City invite you to come inside, sit back, relax and enjoy a Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol, all in aid of the Mansion House Fuel Fund. So join us each evening where a new familiar face will read a passage from the story and we get to know the tale of Ebenezer Scrooge as he's visited by three spirits. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
Hiya, good evening to all of you watching at home. I'm Ray Darcy. It's time to nestle down wherever you are in your bed. You can cozy up by the fire on the sofa or maybe grab yourself a hot chocolate as I read you the beginning of the Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol, which starts something like this. Stave 1, Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it as well. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. This must be understood, or nothing wonderful can come of the story I'm going to relate. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. The firm was known as Scrooge and Marley. Sometimes people called Scrooge Scrooge and sometimes Marley, but he answered to both. It was all the same to him. Oh, but he was a squeezing, grasping, scraping old sinner. The cold within him froze his features, nipped his pointed nose, made his eyes red, his thin lips blue, and he didn't thaw 1 degree at Christmas. Once upon a time, on a dark Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house. It was biting weather, and the fog poured in at every chink and keyhole. The door was open that he might keep his eye upon his clerk, who was copying letters. Scrooge had a very small fire, but the clerk's poor fire looked like one little coal. "A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!" cried a cheerful voice. It was Scrooge's nephew. He'd come into the room, you see. "Bah!" said Scrooge. "Humbug!" His nephew's breath smoked in the cold. "Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that." "If I could work my will," said Scrooge indignantly, "every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart." The nephew answered, "Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow." "Bah, humbug." "But why?" cried Scrooge's nephew. "Why can we not be friends? Merry Christmas, Uncle." "Good afternoon," said Scrooge. "And a Happy New Year." "Good afternoon," said Scrooge. His nephew even stopped at the outer door to wish season's greetings on the clerk. "There's another fella," muttered Scrooge, who overheard the exchange. "My clerk, 15 shillings a week, and a wife and family talking about a Merry Christmas. Humbug." Scrooge's nephew had let 2 other people in. They bowed to him. "Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?" said one of the gentlemen, referring to his list. "Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years," Scrooge replied. "He died 7 years ago, this very night." "Mr. Scrooge," said the gentleman, taking up a pen, "a few of us are endeavouring to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for?" "Nothing," said Scrooge. "I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. They can go to the debtor's prison." "Many would rather die." "If they would rather die," said Scrooge, "they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon, gentlemen." Seeing that it was useless, the gentleman withdrew. Scrooge went back to his work. Meanwhile, the fog and darkness and biting cold thickened. One cold young boy stooped down at Scrooge's keyhole to regale him with a Christmas carol. But at the first sound of "God bless you, merry gentlemen, may nothing you dismay," Scrooge seized the ruler with such energy that the singer fled in terror, leaving the keyhole to the fog. At length the hour of shutting up arrived. Scrooge nodded to the clerk, who instantly snuffed his candle out and put on his hat. "You'll want all the day tomorrow, I suppose," said Scrooge. The clerk observed that it was only once a year. "A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December," said Scrooge. be here all the earlier next morning. The clerk promised that he would, and Scrooge walked out with a growl. Urgh. The office was closed and the clerk ran home as hard as he could. Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers and studied his banker's book, went home to his gloomy house. The yard was dark, and the fog and frost hung about the house. Now, the knocker on the door was very large. Scrooge had seen it every night and morning. But tonight, Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker, not a knocker, but Marley's face. Marley's face. The eyes were wide open, and his greyish colour made it horrible. As Scrooge looked, it became a knocker. But he did look cautiously before he shut the door. There was nothing behind the door, so he said, "Pooh, pooh," and closed it with a bang. Come back tomorrow to hear what happens to that mean old Mr. Scrooge. You don't want to miss it.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pop, raising the sound. Oh, hill and dale, telling their tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here.